In about 2 weeks from now, Aljamain Sterling is fighting Sugar Sean O'Malley. And this is a make or break fight for Sean O'Malley, because a lot of people are doubting him in this fight, including me, to be honest. But if he wins this fight, then he's the real deal. But like many of us think, including me, I think he's going to get shut down. I think he's honestly going to get pretty embarrassed in this fight. And the reason why I say that is because for Sean O'Malley, he really only has one chance of winning, and that's getting a fluke knockout in the first or second round. But that's really all he has. I don't think he's going to win a decision. Like, there's no way he's going to keep Aljamain at at punching range and at kicking range the whole time. He's going to get taken down at some point. And I think once he gets taken out or taken down, I don't think he's going to be able to get up without some significant damage or without tiring himself out. So I think his only chance is getting a first or second round knockout. But like, you really think it's gonna happen against Aljo? Like, the pressure is too good. Sean O'Malley needs to set up the punch. He doesn't just swing a bunch of right hands and clips everybody. He sets up the punches. He sets everything up, and he kind of needs to get into a groove. But if Aljo's gonna be pressuring him, like I'm assuming he's gonna pressure him probably like how he pressured Sandhagen back in the day. I think he's gonna pressure him pretty hard in the very beginning, like first minute or two, and I think he's going to start shooting on takedowns already. And the problem is with Sean O'Malley, he has a little bit of the same problem that Corey Sandhagen has. A lot of people aren't pointing it out, is that he gives up his back whenever he's against the fence. That's exactly what Sandhagen did, and ended up getting his back taken and choked out unconscious. So, do I really have to explain more on why I think this, or not? Now, Sean O'Malley actually has some pretty underrated jiu-jitsu, and his ground game it's not that bad, It's like people are completely underestimating him and thinking that he has zero chance to do anything when it comes to the ground. I think that's a little bit false. I think it's pretty decent. He's had a couple of jiu-jitsu matches back in the day. If you guys go back and watch him, he actually looks pretty decent. And in the Piotr Jan fight, he was actually throwing up a couple submissions to kind of scare Jan off from just getting some ground and pound. But like, I just don't think it's good enough to stop Aljamain Sterling, because who's the only person that was able to stop him? And that was Henry Cejudo. And Piotr Jan looked pretty decent, but even then he got his back taken for an entire round. What was it, round and a half, I believe. I think he took it in the second round and the third round, if I'm not mistaken. I need to rewatch that to be sure. But if Piotr Jan is going to get his back taken, and I think Jan is a way better just wrestler, or maybe the jiu-jitsu is slightly better for O'Malley, but Jan has that wrestling background. He has a little bit better, wrestling, and Henry Cejudo has, he's like a gold medalist or some shit in wrestling. So those guys obviously are going to do pretty decent against Sterling. But I just don't think that O'Malley is going to be good enough. Like, he has that perfect frame. The problem is O'Malley is so tall and skinny. Like, it's perfect for a boxer, someone to kick from distance, someone to punch from a distance. Like, he has the reach advantage on basically everybody. So that's where it really favors him. But when it comes to any sort of ground game, any sort of jiu-jitsu, rear naked chokes, they're so easy on these tall, skinny guys. That's why Sandhagen was so easy to choke out for Aljamain. And that's why Aljo had such a big problem with Piotr Jan and with Henry Cejudo, because they're small, they're short, stocky guys. Especially Cejudo. Cejudo had really good success on the ground, but he's like 5'3", He's a little short, stocky guy. He's like a little balloon, So that's why I just don't really believe in Sean O'Malley. He was pretty decent. I think his hype train really got derailed against that Piotr Jan fight, but I'm not going to be living off the hype and trying to make a prediction over the hype. The hype means nothing whenever you're in the cage, you know what I mean? But I just think that Aljo he's on another level. Like, everybody's been doubting him and hating him for everything, and it makes sense why everyone hates him, because the whole fluky way he got the title, and he's been doing a lot of split decisions and close fights. But sometimes the champion isn't levels above everybody like some of these champions have been. It's the competition is going to be very close, especially at a lower weight class. Like, the margin for error is so little. If you make the slightest little error, like, you're going to get caught. Something's going to happen to you, because everyone is so quick. So that's why I think he's had a lot of close decisions, very close fights. His past like 3 fights. I don't even count the Dillashaw fight, because that was a one-handed Dillashaw. But like, he's had a lot of close fights, but these are top level guys, and I just fear that O'Malley is a little bit one-dimensional when it comes to this. Like, his jiu-jitsu is pretty decent, but that's offensive jiu-jitsu. I don't know how his defensive jiu-jitsu is going to be when it comes to it. And he has just that perfect build to get choked out. So I'm going to predict ultimately, I think it's going to be a round 4 submission due to rear naked choke by Aljamain Sterling. Because in the first round, I think Sterling is going to come out, pressure heavy, not let Sean get his groove going whatsoever. So Sean's going to be a little bit hesitant on the feet. And then Aljo's actually going to land a couple decent strikes. But I think O'Malley's going to land a couple decent strikes. He's going to back him up to the fence and then take him down from there. And I think he's going to ride him out for the rest of the first round. Second round, O'Malley's going to be very, very hesitant on the feet because that always happens to these strikers, that once they get taken down for a whole round, all of a sudden in the second round they're a little bit scared because they think they're going to get taken down again. So I think O'Malley's going to come out very hesitant, just trying to look for counter shots. But Aljo's going to start to piece him up on the feet slightly here and there. It's going to be pretty even, but I think Aljo's going to start getting the better of him on the feet. And then he's going to take him down again in the second round and really put him out, put some pressure on him, put a lot of weight on him, or just take the back. And in the third round, kind of the same thing. O'Malley's going to come out, look pretty decent for the first 30, 40 seconds, get taken down, and he's going to get just kind of pummeled on the ground. And I think in the fourth round, O'Malley's going to be tired because he's shown to have a pretty good gas tank, but even against Petr Yan, he was exhausted at the end of that third round. So I'm assuming Aljo can probably put the pressure on him to tire him out in the third round. And then the fourth round, a little bit of the same thing, take him down, but this time he's going to submit him because O'Malley's going to be exhausted. He's going to be like, yo, I'm down 3 rounds. I need to get up. He's going to probably, start scooting down towards the fence and start standing up and give up his neck just like Corey Sandhagen did. And I think Aljo's going to jump right on it and submit him right there. And probably in the later half of the fourth round. So that's my prediction on it. Let me know what you guys think, because I don't think O'Malley has much of a chance in this fight. And honestly, I'm kind of just rooting for Aljo at this point because he's just had so much haters. Everyone hates him. Everybody wants him to lose every single fight. And O'Malley's a non-deserving little, what. So that's how I think it's all going to go. So we'll see how it all goes. And until next time.
Fuck you, MMA Vic.